So at this moment, Bastiaan, I think it's good that you give us some reflections. You're director of this beautiful business plan. Thanks again for the hospitality. And I think it's good that you give us now some reflections. So let me ask you two questions. Introduce plans. What are you doing here? What kind of corporation it is? And I'm curious about your first reflections on what you heard so far. And you can stand next to you.
Yeah, thanks, Art. Hi, everybody. My name is Bastiaan de Roo, and of course, Art organized this seminar partly because it's his 25th anniversary of Blauberg. And it's not that I only know Art for 1 year or 2 years, but actually we go back, we discovered last week, 20 years already. So also our history about the economy of Leiden, or at least my knowledge about the economy of Leiden and the development of Leiden, goes back about 20 years ago when they still had a Chamber of Commerce, where Art was one of the preferred suppliers in our research projects and our advisory advices that we were giving to the local government, for instance. So that's why we we know each other's language. And that's also, if I hear and see all the facts and all the different developments, and especially the last part, how do hubs develop and how do hubs grow, how do they flourish? Well, part of our earlier encounters about the Bioscience Park, we did a research together, like a co-production with Jeroen, with Art, when one of our neighboring cities, the city of Oegstgeest, thought it was better to develop houses instead of businesses, and then we had to come up with a couple good examples of how hubs develop and what hubs need. And hubs need, room to grow. So what Nico said, you do need room to grow. You need to bring the educative minds, the young entrepreneurial minds. You have to stimulate them. You have to give them support. And that's actually what we are doing here at Plan 2. In 2016, the local government, together with all the knowledge institutions, with the university, with the Hogeschool, they had done a research, not by Bureau Blauberg, but there was a research done by Bureau Louter on the DNA of the region of Leiden, the DNA of the region a little bit larger than just the city. And what we discovered, and what educational partners and the city also discovered, which was a little bit weird, but on the other end, not so weird, that although the Leiden region had a lot of knowledge institutes, a lot of knowledge workers, they had the potential to become a hub, but they were missing one or two really critical facts, and one was to have a hub where the young entrepreneurial minds could come together, they could get educated, they could show their entrepreneurial skills, and they could also learn more about entrepreneurial skills, get the money, get the support, see other entrepreneurial minds from other faculties, from within the region, from outside the region, and that's what we started 2016. The doors opened, there was nothing, this whole area was still empty. The city supported us with a little investment to develop the rooms, to develop the outside, the framework of a hub. But then 5 years ago, you still had to find the entrepreneurial minds. And in the last 5 years, we've seen the community of economic, of entrepreneurial skills, entrepreneurial people with startups grow. We now have about a community of 300 people that can come in and out of this building every day, 24/7. They get educated here. They can use all these facilities. If they want to use the stage for investment pitches, they can. If they need one-on-one rooms, they can. And they start downstairs. This is the floor mostly for education, for the Hogeschool, for the university, for MBO, to present topics, to address the different challenges that we're facing, and we try to combine the different challenges that are that are top of mind. The challenge on biodiversity, the challenge on circular economy. Well, lately we have so many crises and challenges that we could fill the rooms every day, but we try to find the right institutes, the right minds that can also tackle the challenges that we have in this region that we can actually help solve. And for instance, the 14th till the 18th of September, Lucien helped organize it. We'll have the EU Telethon. So the bright minds of all of Europe. We will have like 104 PhD students between the age of, I think, 21 and 35. Will be think about 5 European topics, and the idea is to help them in the pressure cooker within 3 days, find solutions and bring those solutions back either to Europe, to the European Committee, or where else they come from, bring them back. And that's what we do. We try to facilitate it as much as we can. And for instance, as examples of the first startups that started here 4 or 5 years ago, some now have 25, 50 people already employed. And ideally, we would like them to start here and also grow their business here. And some of them do. So some developed a drug or a substance to dissolve drugs in, so that drugs are being used in your medicines are better fit for your body. We got a startup that's growing really fast. They get investments about 20 million now for developing batteries, and the newest one are the egg producing or the eggs dissecting machine for Innovo. So those were the young, bright minds from 5 years ago. They got their business, and we'll help them every day to support it. And one way to do it is to give them the room, not try and specialize it from the beginning. Because a lot of people ask us, like, oh, you're an innovation and startup center in Leiden, you probably do something only with life sciences. But the fact that the university and the hogeschool and MBO are all broader in their faculties and broader in their knowledge, we try to keep the focus as broad as possible in the beginning, so that we can attract a larger group of entrepreneurial skills instead of only focusing on the specialized one, because they will specialize eventually, but we're not there for them yet in the early days. And a little bit of reflection on today. I think we got a good first 2 hours talking about the Netherlands and the world. I think for Leiden itself, the hub and also the development of the region, if we can address that a little bit more, like how can we become a bigger agglomeration, or at least that the people in an area of Leiden feel also more lights, so that you don't have the issues of the outskirts of the country. I think that's a topic that we could address for the rest. So for now, Art, I'm really happy to be able to offer you the space, and I think we'll have a good discussion further on.
Thanks very much, Bastiaan, for this practical example. Practical example of letting young talent grow. They need some protection, they need some support, they need smart connection, quite practical work. You have a talent, use it as a city.